Welcome back to day 16. No workouts today. I already hit a pull day. Can you guess what else I did? Definitely wasn't bike ride. Anyways, today's gonna be like a complete journal entry day. We're just gonna talk in this episode. We're finally gonna talk about the business I plan on starting and documenting on this channel and the plan for it. So if you're interested, stick around, you might learn something. So the cool part is I'm actually starting too. So let me fill you in. I used to be a full-time videographer and I was pretty I was good. Pretty known at Alpha Land for being like the guy to go to for video. So what I did to support myself in Houston, I was a videographer for fitness influencers and some brands. I stopped that because honestly, it burnt me out. I started videography and photography as just a fun hobby, passion, no interest in like profession or anything like that. And then when I started using it as a profession in the fitness industry, I quickly lost interest in it, like doing it at all. It burnt me out pretty bad. It was part of the reason why I didn't post on this channel for like a year. I stopped doing it professionally and I really didn't touch my camera for a long time. That's a pretty common theme. When you take something that you love and you turn it into like, you know, your livelihood, it can quickly kill it because the reason is it's no longer just something for fun. There's a lot more on the line now. It's like your source of survival. So it's no longer just a fun hobby. Now it's like a super serious responsibility and it can turn it into a job real quick. And yeah, that's what happened with like videography and stuff for me. So I stopped for a while. Anyways, I've been starting to do it again for me, for fun. Been like taking lots of pictures and stuff. Like the other day on that bike ride, we took pictures just for no reason, just for fun. And I'm actually enjoying it again, right? Recently, a close friend hit me up and his wedding was coming up and he said, "Hey man, I'd love it if you could like be the videographer for the wedding." At first I was like, I did not want to because it just like threw me back into the vibe of like, you know, the grind and like just no passion for videography anymore. So then I was like, you know what, I can't let him down. Like he's one of my best friends and I was having some camera issues, but I figured that out. So all the things were just like pointing me towards doing it. And I was like, let's not treat it like anything like professional or something like that. Let's just go and try to have a good time. At my old shoots, what it turned into was like I was at shoots and stuff and the only thing on my mind was like, I don't want to be here. Like the shoots were stressful. Anyways, I decided to do it. That was this past weekend. That was the videography gig that I told you guys about. I had an absolute blast. It was so fun. Right? There was no tension, no stress. I was just having a good time with everybody. I shot everything flawlessly. I just had so much fun. It didn't feel like back in the day, like, I don't know. I feel like the niche plays a big role in like how the work is. So like when I was there, it was just flowing. Like I was just in my zone. I was getting every shot perfect. I wasn't stressed out at all. I was in the zone and I was talking to everyone. Like everybody was my best friend and capturing all the coolest moments. It was an absolute blast. It's honestly like, I think it's the niche, right? So like before it was the environment. It was a high stress environment, lots of friction, lots of tension, people worried about how they look and like trying to look crazy and like all the working out and like the environment was just stressful. You know, weddings, the vibe is like love and you know, everyone's happy, right? The environment wasn't exactly like that. Now I'm not saying it was like a bad environment, but it wasn't always like that. You know, back in like the fitness environment, there was a lot of stress, a lot of tension, and it just made it like very, very, I don't know. That's what burnt me out. Long story short was I had an absolute blast and there was like no vibes from like the old burnout days. I was just flowing in my zone. Every shot came out immaculate. But yeah, that's what gave me the idea. I was like, okay, I could actually do this. If I really had that much fun and I didn't like hate my life while I was doing it, and it, like I'm really good at it and it just flows, like it's super easy for me, why couldn't I try this again? So I think that's gonna be business number 1 that we're gonna start up. So I'm actually gonna be starting up 2. I still have the other one. The other one was the one I originally talked about. We're gonna start that one up too, and that's gonna be tomorrow's video. So this is Biz Talk Part 1. Tomorrow is gonna be business number 2. So business number 1 is we are going to start a wedding videography business. Pretty simple. Basically, I shoot weddings, I get paid for it. That's like no complication there. What's my plan going forward? Well, I have a pretty extensive track record as far as video work goes, but this was the only wedding I've shot. So if I want to break into the wedding niche, I'm going to need some more weddings under my belt for like a nice portfolio. So the plan is, first I have to build up my reputation in the space, and so I've already played this game once in the past, so I'm not worried about doing it again. How did I get like my name up there in the fitness world? Well, I did a whole lot of free stuff for people. When I got to Alphaland, I shot and edited a lot of free videos, and before you know it, I landed like my first client. Eric Ogle was my first client. And I worked with a whole bunch of other people. I worked with some brands, all because I did free work to build up a portfolio. With the weddings, I don't really have to do free work because I already have a lot of work and experience, but I have to build up a portfolio for wedding stuff. So the plan that I'm thinking might work is I'm gonna promote a lot of my video work to like my personal circle, like family, friends, stuff like that, like close personal people. See if I can pull a couple more weddings from like family, friends, and like, you know, close connected people in my life, and then use those weddings to start building up like a portfolio, start a Facebook page, and then I can start advertising locally with my videos and my projects and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole plan. I'm just gonna see if I can snag a couple more weddings from like my close personal circle and then use those as my portfolio pieces that I can then expand out into public spaces. So yeah, that's pretty much business idea number one that we're gonna run with. This is not the original business that I've been thinking about and been talking about. This is something that is very new that just popped up over the weekend because I did this wedding and I was like, yo, I really fuck with this. Like I had a lot of fun and I wouldn't mind doing this again. So we're gonna run with that. We're gonna see what we can do with it. So I want to give some tips on anyone who's interested in starting some sort of service-based business. Because I've done this before. I've started 2 service-based businesses before. How did I start those? If you're looking at starting a service-based business, you have to basically have a track record or a reputation. So with the videography, I built up that reputation, that track record by doing free work for people. And basically before you know it, your work will prove itself. It will sell itself. Before you know it, people will come to you and say, hey, I want that, right? So they saw my videos that I was doing for free, and then before you know it, I had people asking me to do videos for them, and they would say, what are your rates? When people start asking what your rates are, that's when you know that like you can start charging. So if you're looking at starting like a service-based business, doesn't matter what it is, right? I don't fucking know if it's copywriting or something weird like that. Do free work for people. Don't ask someone to like pay you when you've never had a client before. So like let's just use copywriting as an example. Back when I was like big into Instagram, I used to get a lot of DMs about people wanting to be copywriters for me. All these kids would hit me up and say, hey, like blah, 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 blah. They try to sell me. One person straight up just did a bunch of copy for me. And if you don't know what copy is, it's like writing to basically persuade someone to do or buy something. So like copywriting is writing the letters and the actual words on a product page to try to get someone to buy that product, right? That's what copywriting is. I had one person approach me and be like, hey, I wrote this for you. Here you go. For free. Like he just wrote a sales page for something I used to sell back in the day, completely free. So that is how you do it. You just give a bunch of people free stuff, and before you know it, you've built a reputation, you have people using your stuff, and then you have people coming to you saying like, hey, I'm interested in blah, 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 whatever it is, copywriting, right? So when I was doing the free video work, I just did so many free videos for people. Before you know it, like I had a large client base of people like coming to me for video and photography work back then. And I did it all by just like giving away free stuff. So if you're looking to start a service-based business, just do stuff for free. And before you know it, you'll have people coming to you. Instead of having to like sell yourself, people will come to you asking to buy what you have. That is gonna be it for business number 1. I'm gonna document it all. I'm gonna run you guys through like what goes on. I don't know if this one's gonna like go quick, like not at all, because it's, let's be honest, weddings, how many are there? People get married once in their life. It's not like I know someone who's having a wedding every single day. Now it will start to pick up once I have a portfolio and I can start running ads, because once I can start running ads, I'm no longer limited to just like my close personal circle. Now I can like reach everybody within a 100-mile radius of me. And how many people do you think are getting married in like the millions and millions of people around me, right? So then it might pick up. I'll keep you guys updated, but that's not going to be like the prime focus right now. It's not complicated. I'm basically just going to like be posting on my personal pages and like having like my family repost and stuff like that. Just try to grab a couple more. I'll be keeping the channel updated, of course, with like how it goes, if I get some more gigs and like how the portfolio is coming. But yeah, don't expect anything crazy. We'll get into business number 2 tomorrow, which will be a lot more like hands-on and involved. The other one, there'll be like daily work and stuff like that I'll be able to share, and I won't just have to like sit around and wait for weddings to happen. The other one's going to be active. When it comes to business and stuff, I know it can be really, really intimidating for people who've never actually like been in the game or something like that. I'm saying this because I hear so many people do this. Like, you say start a business and they're like, start a business. I can't start a business. That's not me. I don't know how to do that. Guys, you're overcomplicating it. Like, don't be scared of the unknown. A business is nothing like super scary or complicated. A business is simply a system that provides repeat value to people in exchange for money. Think of selling something on Facebook Marketplace or eBay, right? That's not like scary or anything, right? You just have something laying around, you're just like, I don't need this or whatever, and you sell it, right? A business is just doing that on repeat. That's all a business is. So if you have a product or a service, there's 2 kinds, right? Product-based, service-based. It's just an exchange of value. And if you have something that people would buy, right, you just repeatedly sell it. That's all a business is. A business is not scary. The word business can be very intimidating, but it's really, really not if you just look at it from that aspect. So when I say start a business, yes, there's all like the legal LLC, taxes, all that. That's later on. Okay, start with the super fundamental basics. Like, what is the value that you have to provide? See if you can sell that. If you can sell that, there you go. It's one foot in front of the other. Don't try to climb the whole mountain in one leap. So that's what I'm doing with this wedding thing. 1 foot in front of the other. I did one wedding. Now I'm going to see if I can do another one. And that's it. That's all. I'm not focused on the legal. I'm not focused on like contracts and stuff like that. That can all come down the road, right? If I can start picking up weddings more and more, and I can start getting like a consistent supply of weddings and gigs to shoot, then I can start getting into all the other stuff, which then will be the next step. It won't be scary then because it's just another step, right? 1 foot in front of the other. Take it one thing at a time. When I was first trying to get my sister to start a business, she was the same way. She was like very intimidated and looking at the whole big mountain in one picture when all she had to do was, her thing was coffee. She was thinking like, oh my God, coffee business, that's terrifying. Basically all I said to her was like, roast a bag of coffee and sell it. That's it. And she did that. She was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, do it again. And now, before you know it, now she's addicted. She's obsessed. She's in the game, right? So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't overcomplicate it and scare yourself out of it just because you're afraid of the unknown, right? Just take one step. So if your thing is like selling a product, just sell one and then sell another one and another one and another one. And then try to like think of like clever ways to sell a lot of them, right? So whether that be advertising or whatever it might be, but 1 foot in front of the other. Don't try to climb the whole mountain in one leap. And also the like legal stuff, if that is like your concern about starting a business, like starting an LLC is the simplest thing in the world. You go on a website, you type in the name of your business, you type in your legal name and your address, and you basically pay, it's like $99, I think it depends on your state. Where I am, it's $99, and you have an LLC. All these other companies are out there like making it sound so complicated, like pay us to start an LLC, only $400. Bro, you just go on the government, like that's a scam. You just go on the government website and you file, right? All that the government wants to know is that you're doing business. And you don't even need to do that to start a business, right? Just sell something, right? So if you have something that someone wants, just provide it. That's it. That's a business right there. You got it. I think that if people just understood how really simple it actually is, there would be so many more people going for it. Like, it's really like fun. It's not complicated at all. It's like, I don't know. But yeah, that's it for Biz Talk Part 1. Tomorrow will be Part 2. The second business that we're going to be starting is going to be a product-based business. So this one's service-based. The next one's product-based. It's going to be a lot more complicated and a lot more fun. A lot more systems involved, a lot more tactical stuff and strategy. So I'm excited to talk about that one and get that one going. If you guys have any questions or want to talk to me, my Discord link is in the description below. feel free to hit me up there. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow for Biz Talk Part 2.